and welcome back to PlaySqorrTV. I am joined again by three-time Pro Bowler and 2003 NFL Rookie of the Year, Anquan Boldin. Hey, Anquan, how's it going today?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Jen?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us again. As you know, a lot of exciting things happened over the Wild Card weekend, one of which was the Vikings in a slight upset over the New Orleans Saints. And now they're heading to meet the #1 seed San Francisco 49ers. Two good defenses here. Is there a receiver that you expect will stand out in this game?
That's a good question, especially with the way both defenses have been playing over the latter part of the season. But I think, for San Francisco, I think they have a shot of one of their receivers playing pretty well. I know their tight end, they usually feature him, but Deebo Samuels is probably a guy that should have a pretty good game. The Vikings secondary is a little banged up. They haven't been playing as well as they could have been playing. But their front seven is getting pressure on the quarterback, so it should be a good matchup.
I like it a lot. Over in the AFC, we've got the #1 Baltimore Ravens going up against the Tennessee Titans, who also had an upset win against the New England Patriots. So do you think this is a game going to be won on the ground or through the air?
Definitely on the ground. This is an old school matchup. Both teams love to establish the run. I think, we saw Henry last week rush for 182 against the Patriots, and we all know what Baltimore can do with Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram heading up that two-headed monster. So this is an old school match. It'll definitely be a ground attack on both sides.
Do you think it's going to be close, or do you think one team's going to run away with it?
I definitely think it'll be close. Whenever you have two teams that run the ball that way, every possession is critical. You want to come away with points in each possession that you have, because your number of possessions will be limited because of guys running the ball and running it well and taking time off the clock. So you have to make the most with every possession that you have.
We have a PlaySqorr matchup with Stefon Diggs going against Marquise Hollywood Brown. We have Stefon with a favor of about 1.75 points. Who do you think is going to do better this weekend?
Man, that's a good one. I think Minnesota is going to look for Diggs a little more this week. Last week, he kind of had a slow start. I don't think he had his first catch probably until the second half. So that he's probably a guy that they'll be looking for pretty early. As far as Hollywood Brown, the Ravens definitely have to take some shots down the field with him, especially with establishing a running game. They'll have some one-on-one opportunities outside.
Yeah, they're both deep field threats, which makes that a pretty interesting matchup for sure. I'm curious, when you're looking at a PlaySqorr matchup, do you tend to give more weight towards someone with experience or someone that's got the energy of a rookie if it's a head-to-head matchup?
That's a good question, because we have this old adage that sometimes you're just too young to know. So if you look at a guy like in Seattle last week, the rookie receiver, he had a breakout game. It was probably his best game of the season, but he just didn't know. He didn't know he was in the playoffs. He didn't know he wasn't supposed to perform at that high of a level. And then, of course, whenever you have a veteran, those are the guys that you expect to step up in the big moments. So it's definitely one of those things that make you think, but most times you usually go with the veteran.
I like what you said there, because I was thinking the same thing about DK Metcalf last week when I was watching it. I was like, he just doesn't know this is supposed to be hard. He's just having so much fun. Maybe sometimes that helps you out. But I would tend to go towards the veteran too if I were looking at it. But what you said is such a really good point. Thank you so much for joining us. We always love it when you're here with us on PlaySqorr, and we will talk to you again next week. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hey guys, if you like what you heard from Anquan Boldin, take that knowledge and play the game with us. Click this link and sign up today.